All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 796. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's just had about enough of Fortnite, Wombat. A man who's sick and tired of Fortnite.
I mean...
A man who's never going to play Fortnite again.
I mean... That's true. I've given it up. Cold turkey.
No. I just, I'm foreshadowing a little. I saw on the outline here, there's trouble in Fortnite Paradise.
There is, and there isn't, but yeah, we'll get to it.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll get to it. There's a lot of drama.
I played some Fortnite of this season.
So you'll be able to talk about it. Yeah. You'll understand. I know all three of us have played some of this season.
Oh, I won't understand.
You won't understand.
No, I won't. But
there was drama in the two games I play daily. There was drama this week, so I have like insider information. And by that I mean I play the games.
Wait, whoa.
No, I have no insider.
What are you talking? I don't even know what you're talking.
You meant the opposite of that.
Yes, I'm just kidding.
What's everybody been up to? We were off last week.
We were. Oh, my shirt's all messy. It's hot in my house already. It's already hot in here.
I turned the air conditioning on.
I know. And I paid a guy to spray my house, and I still got a mosquito bite on my knee, taking the dogs outside for 30 seconds.
You sprayed the inside of your house or the outside?
No, outside.
Okay.
They spray outside to get rid of the mosquitoes, and I still got a mosquito bite. So
where they live at out there.
Where do they live?
No, that's where they live.
That's where they live.
That is where they live. I understand. I understand how mosquitoes work, Shipwreck.
I don't know if you do because you got bit right there. And you were surprised by it.
I am a little annoyed. More annoyed than surprised.
Did you think they were all going to go away?
Yes, every single one. No, I know. Everything's fine in my world. That's what I'll say.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. Prepping for the big bar mitzvah on Saturday.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Who's DJing?
Ready for this? You'll laugh. His name is DJ Moses.
Is he Jewish?
I didn't ask.
Well, he could be a black guy too.
Fair enough. I'll find out. I haven't met him.
You don't even know.
I haven't met him. No. My Mrs. Wombat took care of all of the entertainment. I just paid for everything.
Right. Well, I mean, she paid also, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he comes with great reviews.
Yes, he was. We actually were. Whatever. You don't.
Is there a Jewish version of Yelp or anything that?
No, but he's going to show up with the 10 Commandments, obviously, like this, or the turntable. You think the turntables have the
turntables have the 10 Commandments on them?
Or more likely, the speakers are shaped like the 10 Commandments, or have some skins on it, and it has the writing on the side in case you need to brush up, and everybody will be blessed.
Yep.
Nice.
It should be. I'm hoping it's a good time. That's all I care about.
I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't have that on the speakers, though. No.
Well, I'll take pictures.
If he does it, you have to suggest that to him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cheapy was invited.
Here's your tip, DJ Moses.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Hold on.
Cheapy decided that he didn't want to see me. That's not
fair. What happened. That's not what happened.
Probably didn't want to go to a bar mitzvah. I think is what the real answer was.
To be honest, like I was on the God, stop looking up DJ Moses, and I'll tell you. To be honest, I was on the fence. Like I do not want to go to a bar mitzvah. That is true, and I don't even have a suit or anything that fits me at this point because I'm so jacked from going to Orange Theory. Although I did just drop off the suit jacket today, just in case I need to go somewhere. But like Ty has a Sweet 16 today, so he was out. I mean that day, so he was out, and he's in the whatever you call it when you're in the main group of the Sweet 16. Like the bridal party.
Friends.
Oh, he's screwing the girl?
No, it's not what it's called. There's a name.
You said he was in.
No, that's what I mean. Like with this, like the bridal party where you have to wear the same.
I've never
what
heard
is going on?
No,
I've circle, inner circle or something.
I've never heard of that.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I've never been invited to a Sweet 16, so I don't know anything about it.
I'll take your word for it.
But
does he have to what does he have to do with?
He has to wear 16? A very specific suit.
What is going on?
A certain color suit, a gray suit, or brown suit rather, which I had, which I had to buy for him. A brown suit because it has to match everybody in the group, which I don't know the name for. And that's it. So I got him the suit and got a tailor. So he was out. So that's part of the reason that I have a good excuse to not come. So it was like, it was going to be really hard to get Mrs. Chibi to come with no tie and, nobody wanting to go to a bar mitzvah in general.
That's fine. I also did not want to not invite you and think that you
Yes.
weren't welcome.
Yes.
And Chip, I didn't send you an invitation because I figured there's no reason to even put pressure on you coming in from Ohio. So
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't feel
no pressure. No pressure.
You know Ship at all? Have you ever seen him fit like?
Well, that's why I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna bother with the postage on that one. So
right.
You were invited in spirit.
Thank you. I'll be up there for Long Island Retro. He'll still,
yes.
Still be whatever 13. Is that what this age is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Still
Maybe we can get DJ Moses to come over and like spin for us.
Yeah, exactly.
At our house. Yeah.
That's okay. The only person that's gonna miss you is me, so don't feel bad.
Oh, me or Ship?
Both of you.
Right.
I will miss you both. I will miss you both. It would be more fun if you were both there. Is that some nice to say?
Sure.
And true.
Yes.
And yes, if Ty was there, that would be cool too, because I know that our children get along.
Yes. No, he wanted to go, but he was I said, he's very popular. You just got to get in line with this kid.
That's fine.
I was invited to 0 Sweet 16s as a kid, and he's been invited to a lot. And I don't even know whose kid he is, really.
I know there's been a couple of instances where Ty has asked Sabrina a question about like, what do you do in this situation?
Sure. I mean, like I don't know. I'm sure he's.
So I like that our kids have that type of relationship.
Yes.
It makes me happy.
I didn't have any girls talking to me about anything. So I
yeah,
didn't have
exactly.
to ask anybody about anything.
Shipwreck looks confused.
He knows about.
I'm still processing this whole Sweet 16 thing.
I've never heard of that either.
I'm just wondering, like
an inner circle of like the best friends. Maybe why does that sound so crazy? Like there's like the best.
What do they do?
Group?
Like what do you do?
They sit at the table together.
What table?
I guess that there's a head table.
They have dinner.
This doesn't sound like a Sweet 16. This sounds like the beginning of The Godfather. Is what this sounds.
No,
like.
I don't know.
On this, the 16th of the sweetest of the 16th birthdays, I have to ask you a favor.
Right.
Uh-huh.
All I know is Ty is so thin and narrow of build that the tailoring for the suit that we got him cost as much as the suit. I was like, whoa, surprise.
I just brought my suit in.
So did I. My top.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm all jacked from Orange Theory. Is
that what it is?
I swear to God. Like
I believe you.
It was too big. Like the pants were fine.
I am not jacked from Orange Theory.
But you probably need new clothes though now, right?
I do.
You are. You reached it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I did. I had to buy all new shorts, and I bought a whole bunch of new shirts too.
How'd that feel?
Like last week. It felt good. I went to the Target 30% off all menswear sale at on Memorial Day, and Kohl's. We did Kohl's and Target.
Whoa, big stepping.
Yeah, I know. And
on some of that pickleball clearance.
I did check out the pickleball clearance,
the print stuff. You mean
the print stuff? Yeah.
I got a pair of shorts. $9 for a pair of shorts.
I looked at those shorts and I showed them to my wife, and she goes, "No," and I was like, "All right, fair enough." So I got other shorts.
They are perfectly fine for like wearing around the house. Like once I take off my pants for the day.
Yep.
But yes,
got to chill thinking about that. That brief moment between you.
It was nice.
Between the pants and the
Prince shorts
and the clearance Target shorts.
I'm wondering if those Prince shorts are thick enough. Actually, is what I'm thinking.
One of the pairs of
they're high quality for $30 shorts.
They are high
cool.
quality.
Like
shorts.
They have the display right when you walk in.
Not anymore. They don't.
Now it's all clearance out. Although if I had any left now, they'd be like 90 cents. But I doubt they do. I did buy.
Sounds like the table tennis attire is probably not coming anytime soon. This was like a big failure. You're saying?
I don't know if it was a big failure as much as it wasn't a big success.
That's a nice way to look at it. Kareem in the chat said Chibi is describing the white version of a quinceañera. Dude, Ty's been invited to those too. He went to a bunch of those also. I didn't even know what that was when he said it to me.
See, I know what that is. I don't know what now. I don't know what the thing that involves the table is.
Sweet 16?
Yeah.
You've never heard of a Sweet 16 at all? That's what
I know of an existence of
the movie.
They call the 16th Yes, I know the movie, and I know that the 16th birthday is called Sweet 16, and people have just like parties, but
Yeah. That's what
Not
it
like
is.
wedding parties.
right, not like
It
it's just like a
seems
normal like
bit
birthday party out here.
grand. It
Maybe
seems
this
like
is a
Are
fancy
these?
one.
Yeah, how fancy are these people?
I don't know who they are, but I know that like he actually his
his
friends
name
are
is
very
Jim
diverse.
Microsoft. Maybe
No.
you've heard of Jim Microsoft.
I haven't driven to any houses. There's only one house that I dropped him off at. That is one of his friends who lives in like a really big house. All the other ones are like pretty modest, and he's got like a very diverse group of friends. So like he's got friends that live in apartments, and they got friends that live in like shared houses, and friends that live in fucking 5,000 square foot
I mean,
shipwreck
Ty's
houses.
Ty, like Ty's 16, right?
He is. He'll be 17 this year.
What-
Yeah. in
What did he
October.
have for his Sweet 16?
That's for girls. It's for girls.
Only girls have that,
And
Why?
except for mine because she had a bat
because
mitzvah.
they want to party. Yeah, well, Jewish girls usually don't have that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because they just had
Yep.
an expensive party 3 years ago.
Exactly.
All
Ty
right. Well, I
got
hope
nothing.
everybody enjoys their parties, their fancy birthday parties.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly. Ty didn't get one. He had a bowling party last year. That was his fancy. That was his Sweet 16. He went to the what's that bolero?
Bolmore? Bolero. Nice.
It was fancy.
Sounds fancy.
It was nice.
Did you have a good time? Did he have a good time?
He had. Yeah, I didn't have a good time. I just sat there. I said, "This is $1,000. Bye." No, it was
gotta
actually
wait.
like, it was like
You gotta wait. Cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 20 people. Like, it wasn't that bad, actually. Should we do some show feedback?
Oh yeah, I
up
forgot
to
we were
that?
doing. I forgot we were doing a show.
We can talk about Orange Theory more because you're looking so good. And then
thank you.
I was thinking about your Orange Theory experience earlier. I was wondering, like, are you at the point now? Because you've been going, like, how many classes are you up to? Like, you've been going for how many months?
I know it's over 80 because the last time I looked, it was at 80.
Okay,
so,
and you go like 10 months is about right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you go on eight a month.
eight a month. Yes, and I have. I think
So-
the only time I missed one was when I had the COVID.
Right.
So,
So you don't want to infect the people, which is good. We appreciate that. The
Mhm.
peoples appreciate that. So my question is this: when you're lifting the weights and stuff, are you increasing in weight, or are you doing the same weight that you did when you started 10 months ago?
I'm gonna say that it depends. I'm not doing the same. That I would say. Let's see. All time.
No, we know it's about 10 months. You said if you had 80 you
No,
pulled that number out.
I'm just pulling up the
But
class.
that number is less important than
Eh.
you answer my question with your full attention.
I know. I was gonna say I definitely use heavier weights than I did when we started. When
Good.
I started, I was doing. I mean, let's face it. When I first class, I probably did like 10-pound weights,
Okay.
and then
Doesn't-
maybe onto
It
12.
doesn't
But
even
now,
matter. The question is are you're going up in weight?
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
okay.
Now I do. I'll go for the 15s first.
That's
if it's
good.
if it's a two-handed thing. If it's a one-handed thing, I'll grab the 20 to 25 pounder.
Really? That's heavy. Are you sore from when
no,
you
like the one weight exercise.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Are you sore from when you do certain weight exercises or not so much?
It sometimes, not always, not like sore, but I'll feel it for a couple of days after. Like
Okay.
I'll feel that I did exercise.
Nice. Okay. I was just
Mhm.
wondering. I don't know. I'm driving.
And I'm better on the treadmill too.
Nice.
I've gone from a 3 mile per hour to a 4 mile per hour.
That's great.
I feel like that's a nice big jump, but I still do a big incline, which is
because you're power walking. You're doing power walking.
Because I'm
stuff.
doing the power walking, but I'll keep my incline at like 8 to 10% the whole time.
Any thoughts on switching to jogger/runner?
The problem is that I am too uncoordinated and wobbly as a human being.
But you've had a lot of practice now. See, I had the same thing when I started. I was
I know.
obviously not starting from the same point as you.
Maybe one day, but we're not there yet.
I gotta say, out of all the little mishaps that I've had at Orange Theory in my almost 500 classes, I've never had a problem like where I thought I was going to fall off. I was anticipating it, but I've never had a problem where I've like almost fallen off the treadmill or like tripped, which seems like the thing you would anticipate more. It's more like I hit myself in the head with the weight, like a 30-pound weight. I drop on my head, or I hit the back of my leg swinging a heavy weight. or I lose the weight completely and it goes flying. That hasn't happened in a while, but
I did once drop a weight on my thumb in the middle of class,
yeah,
and that was not fun.
no.
Just the other day, because I'm on new medication, I was so tired on Monday, and I went anyway, and I felt like death for the medication that my eye started to drip while I was on the treadmill.
Yikes.
So I can't stop moving because the treadmill's moving, and if I stop, I'm gonna fall. But I couldn't really stay awake because of the medication. So I'm like in this sort of weird. I hit this sort of midpoint
It's
where
crazy. It's so loud
where
in there,
my
though.
soul left my body. I'm not making this
Oh.
up. The soul just completely just went outside my body and it was watching me
That's where you do your
on the
best work.
treadmill. And I was just kind of like just zombie treadmill. And I had to and I'm like, I'll make it through this. And I still did the whole class. You know,
Nice.
I've seen people leave early. I didn't leave early. But yeah, I felt like crap the rest of the day. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But,
you may just have been working real hard, and you just like sometimes when you're in the zone. You were in the zone. I feel.
No, that was just
the drugs.
It was just drugs. But I'm acclimated to them now, and I plan on going tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nice.
So
You'll crush it.
Yep.
I went today,
complaints.
and the woman next to me, you know, she just looked like a regular. Like I wasn't looking closely, but because she was working out next to me. And she's just like a regular like house mom, and she took her sweatshirt off like halfway through the workout, and she was like, I was like, oh, she's like a professional weightlifter, because like she had like the fucking V back, like, and it was so like wide that you never expect to see that on a woman anyway. And I was like, holy shit, this woman is very strong. And then I looked at the weights that she was using, and I was like, oh yeah. And
Does
it
anyone in
inspired
your
me to do more?
Does anyone in your class have nicknames on the board? Or is it always just their regular names?
No, I think it's just their names.
Because there are people in my class who have like nicknames on the board. And I don't know, like, do you have to be like, I always am like, how does that happen? And how am I not cool enough yet for nicknames?
What are like the nicknames like? Double Dong?
One of the people in my class on Monday was named Corn.
Corn, like with a K or a C?
With a C. Corn. And every time the coach would walk by and go, looking great, Corn, I just was like, what?
So why don't you get Wombat in there?
I thought about it. I probably could. I know, because I could get it changed to Wombat on there.
Do you have a little chit chat with the front desk?
I have lived. Everyone knows my name. I always like it when I walk in and they go, what number do you want? And I usually pick, and I'll go, oh, number 5. And they go, thanks, Stu. And they write my name down on the thing.
No. Mashed potato.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, yeah, could you put mashed potato on there?
Wombat will fit they know there at least, probably.
And I always like it when they do that. And then the next person goes, oh, I'll have number 7. And they go, oh, and your name? And I'm like, that's right.
They don't ask Corn his name, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Well, you should do that. I didn't even know that was an option. I don't think they allow that at mine.
Yeah, mine, it's all nicknames. Like, I was actually in a class was it like not this Sunday, but the Sunday before Memorial Day?
Right.
And one of my coaches, whose name is Marvel, was in my class. And his name on the board was Captain Marvel. And I'm
that
like,
fits.
Of course it is. Yeah. I'm like,
does anybody, since, knowing your area, does anybody have fuck Biden as their?
No,
they don't.
No, that's not one of them.
Or
because
Let's Go Brandon, maybe? It's a little classier.
No.
No, that's why they don't allow that stuff at mine, I'm sure. They don't want to give you like an inch, because people can't be trusted with anything. Anything like that. They're going to ruin it.
Yep. Whatever. We'll figure it out. People are getting tired of our conversation. I could see it.
They are not. No, they're not. They say they love us, and we want more Orange Theory talk. All right,
exactly.
Let's do some show feedback.
There you go. Rectum662 had to say, Wombat's jokes during the LimeWire segment were criminally underappreciated. That fish joke was clever and got me wondering, is Wombat more of a Grateful Dead or Fish guy, or neither? I like the Grateful Dead enough, but I would not say I'm a Grateful Dead fan. Is that fair? That's fair.
Okay.
And I know very little Fish.
So Fish.
Not Fish. More Dead than Fish.
So both, basically neither, more or
less. Mm-hmm. I like
you wouldn't go to a
Workman's
Grateful Dead concert, right?
I went to 4.
Oh, well, wait.
before Jerry died.
You're not a fan,
But you're not a fan. What
poor
happened?
It was
Grateful
like,
Dead concert.
I had friends in high school that were really into the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
And they'd be like, we're going to the Meadowlands to see the Dead. You want to come? And I'd be like, sure. And they always had a lot more fun than I did.
Nice.
But I did see them live 4
Is that
times.
because they were smoking weed and you were not?
No,
You didn't share?
no,
Oh.
no. It
Acid?
just
Mushrooms?
yeah, it's funny. I saw them
Mescaline?
when Traffic opened for them, like Traffic reunited and opened for the Dead. And I was more excited to see Traffic than I was the Dead. And I was like, we got to get there early so I could see Traffic. And then they played, and there was like, no one cared. It was so sad.
Right.
I'll never forget that. Yeah.
You cared.
I cared.
That was enough.
But I was all the way in the back of the Meadowlands.
Nice. All right.
Anyway.
Nice. What's
And
next?
Joe 19912 has to say, pirating Christian music has to be right up there with gluttony and envy. It is pretty funny that you stole Christian music. I mean, the irony isn't lost on, I think, anyone.
No.
But it's spreading God's word and
correct.
You know.
You couldn't really buy it anywhere either, to be fair. Like, even if you went to like the Christian bookstores, they wouldn't have the Katie Hudson album that we were talking about. Like, it didn't really exist anywhere. But I mean, everybody was pirating music of all kinds back then.
Of course.
Like,
I was watching a show on Dropout, which I know you guys don't appreciate as much as I do, but one of
the
network
thing
again,
still
a streaming network.
Yeah, it's a streaming network. But one of the hosts made a 5-iron frenzy joke.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I laughed because I got it because of you.
Because of me. Wow.
Nice.
Man,
I know.
That's interesting.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I never heard anyone drop that reference before other than you, and I was like, holy crap.
There's more of us out there.
Yeah.
They exist.
It was pretty funny.
Nice. All right, should we do Watch This, Jerks?
Sure.
I think we were busy. It looks like we were busy.
Yes.
I watched a movie that's brand new and on Netflix. It's a short 90-minute documentary about MoviePass called MoviePass Movie Crash.
I wanted to watch that. How is it?
I think it was great. It provides like a nice look at the obvious, like why the MoviePass business model was unsustainable, but which you think you would probably know everything about, but it takes you behind the scenes to show you how the age-old story of how black people get fucked over by white people. Like the founders of this company were actually 2 black guys, and at some point they needed more money, and the financiers were like, hey, we need to install our guys in the board, and then they just like push the founders right out the door. But it's really well done, and everybody loved MoviePass. I mean, did you all have MoviePass?
I did not. No.
I did not.
What? I did, but it went under quickly after. I don't think I got to use it too often. But it's a great movie, and it respects your time.
I think the time that MoviePass was out was when like I was going to like every Tuesday there were $5 movies anyway.
It wasn't for
right?
you. It was for New Yorkers who had to contend with like crazy prices, where like $10 a month to see any movie you wanted was, unsustainable, obviously. So that was really good. And let's see, Dammy Pass in the chat wrote earlier. He said, can't stay for the cast, but wanted to say that he watched Big Door Prize on Chibi's recommendation. Fantastic show, and that he loves Giorgio.
I still haven't watched season 2.
You have to watch it. Giorgio straight up reminds me of one of the coaches at Orange Theory at my studio. Like I laugh. It's almost like
that checks.
Because like he's over enthusiastic, but I don't know. He's got the same voice even. What are you guys watching on TV?
I started watching Bodkin on Netflix. It takes place in Ireland. It's Will Forte is in it. It's not a goofy comedy by any. It's a fairly dry, almost serious. It's about a podcaster played by Will Forte, and he's in Ireland, and he's doing a podcast about the disappearance of 3 people 20 years prior in this small town. And there's a journalist that he's doing it for this newspaper, and a journalist from the newspaper who's from England gets assigned to do it with them and their assistant. And the drama that ensues in this small town and all the stuff that goes on. It's interesting. It's a little slow, which is why I haven't finished it.
I watched the trailer actually of that because it looked.
It's interesting, but I don't know if I love it. That's sort of the problem. Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay. I also started the Lollapalooza documentary on Paramount Plus. If you wanted to know about the history of Lollapalooza, it's pretty interesting. It's like, I think it's 4 episodes. I watched 3. Pretty cool stuff.
What's the history of Lollapalooza?
Jane's Addiction was going to do a farewell concert, but before they did that, they were supposed to play the Reading Festival in England that summer before, and Perry Farrell got sick, so he couldn't go. But he saw the concert. He couldn't perform, but he saw the concert, and he's like, "That's what I want to do for our farewell concert." And they did that, but it was the first. But he wanted to take it around the country, so it was really the first major festival that traveled. And wasn't just like a one-off in one place each summer. So that was basically it. And it was just, who are the bands we can get? Who do we like? And, they got lucky with like, they got Pearl Jam before the album to sign on before the album came out, kind of a thing. And that was actually in the second summer, but they paid him $8,000 for the entire tour. And it was before the album came out, and they had the #1 album in the country, and they were doing Lollapalooza for $8,000 for the summer.
Right.
Yeah. But they say they had the best time doing it. They didn't care.
I think they did all right.
They did all right. Yeah. I'm just saying.
They made enough money.
But it was a lot of that kind of, getting lucky with some in the beginning. And then they talk about the year that they had Metallica and all these big bands, and people hated it because it was too big. And then they went the next year and they went really small, and people hated it because the bands were all too small.
Talking about E3 or are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of interesting.
That was where Jane's Addiction ended up, was at E3.
Yeah, yes, and we saw Jane's Addiction.
We saw him like twice.
Nice.
Here we go.
Cool.
And I also watched South Park: The End of Obesity.
I watched that too with Mrs. Chibi. I somehow convinced her to watch that, which is I even surprised myself.
I watched it with Elliot because he's like, "Can we watch this?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll give it a shot," because obviously I have self-interest in, are they making fun of me or are they not making fun of me?
Right.
As someone who injects himself in the stomach with one of these drugs.
And what was your verdict?
I actually felt they were pretty even-handed and fair, and I usually don't agree. Like,
usually don't watch them though. When's the last South Park that you've watched before this?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I actually I didn't disagree with their points of view on this one. They were pretty much spot on.
They're pretty good usually. Like,
yeah, I mean, let's face it. For those who won't, it was funny, which helps.
Was the point? Fact.
Yeah. But they're definitely some indictments on the healthcare system in this country, and what is considered a disease and what isn't considered a disease, and who needs drugs and who doesn't need drugs, and what it takes to get them, especially for people who need them. Because to be blunt, yes, Cartman is obese and could use the obesity drug, and he can't get it because the government decided that they don't cover it, and it's all the shenanigans they get into to get him and it was also pretty funny because it was around that time that my prescription, my box that I had in the fridge was about up. So I had to call the pharmacist and be like, "Hey, do you have it in stock?" Like one of the moms. I was literally, as I'm on the phone with the pharmacist, I could hear the South Park in my head going, "Do you have it? Because I need it by Sunday." No, I need it by Can you get me something by? I don't think you're understanding. That's them on the show. That's not me. But I'm like, but I need it by Sunday. No, I really do. So then I had to email my doctor. Like that was me. I had to go through all that nonsense because so many people who don't need it are paying full price for it.
Right.
As opposed to people like me who are covered for it, who can get it through, because their doctor's like, you should.
if it was available, if it was in
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like a whole thing. So
South Park is good. They're like newer stuff, at least like these specials that they do for Paramount Plus, these like 45-minute specials like this. They're really good at like putting this stuff out, and you watch the trailer and you're like, you don't really know, like, this is going to be offensive to me as someone who's interested in the subject like you were. They're really good at, like, I don't want to say trolling, but getting people to get outraged before they even watch the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they've done stuff about like COVID and all kinds of different topics. And it's always like, if you don't watch it, you would get offended maybe just from the trailer. But when you watch it, you're like, oh, this actually makes sense and is funny and offers some insight.
Yeah, no, did they make fun of people that take, like, for the record, I take Zepbound, which is not a diabetes medication. It is just an obesity medication. And that's what I took. But I also had to go through a lot of things before they would give it to me. And I have to meet with a doctor every month, and I have to show that I'm exercising. And, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But, so when they talk about that on the show, that there are people like me that just can't get it because there are these moms that just want to lose 10 pounds that have no problem spending the $3,000 for a box of shots that are doing it. And so people who need it can't get it. And, and obviously all the collusion that goes on in the American medical system to make sure that the supply is at the limit it is to keep those prices where they are. So, yeah. It's interesting. And yeah, I feel bad for Cartman. Yeah. But I was Cartman when he's reaching his hand out of the truck, just like, I could get it. One more dose. That's me. That was me. I felt it. I also know that Trey Parker, because they say it at the beginning, is also doing the shots.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So, he's making fun of himself. So it's hard to be mad at someone who's also making fun of himself.
Word. I started this new series that's on Max, I think. It's called Ren Fair. It's about this big Renaissance fair that takes place in Texas. The guy who runs it is elderly, and he's looking to find a replacement, either to sell it or find someone to run it for him when he's retiring/dying. Anyway, this is one of these shows where like everybody's a character. Like you think that almost like they're actors because they have the look of an actor playing a part, but these are actually just real people. And it's shot in a really cinematic, unique way for a documentary. And this is like a huge Renaissance fair that takes place in Texas every winter. Like 500,000 people show up every winter. It's open for like 3 months a year on the weekends, but it's still all these people who come through. And it's called Ren Fair, and I've only been one episode so far, but it's great. This is like, I'm really looking forward to the rest of this series. Highly recommend it. Just after this first episode, check it out on Max, I think. And the other thing I put on here was that they're making a Yakuza Like a Dragon series on Amazon Prime.
That could be okay. That seems like they could convert that into a series pretty easily.
Just add, yeah. But yet the tone is weird.
I mean, you can have a little bit of the weird tone, but I don't know if they'll like bring the weirdness to it.
They did with Fallout, sort of. They kind of brought everything, right?
Well, I mean, I hope that they do bring it, but I could also just see them like making it like a traditional like.
I know, but then it wouldn't be right.
You're right.
It's got to be wacky. You got to have a guy in his underwear and sound effects. And
I think he kind of and that's some challenge, right, to make that like watchable.
Well, this is going to be like, this isn't Ichiban. This is going to be the I don't know. I forget the guy's name.
Serious? There's some that are more serious than the others?
There's some that they're slightly, like the Ichiban ones are slightly goofier just because they're based around Japanese RPGs.
Right.
But they all have they all are slightly goofy, but the mainline ones are a little bit more straight-laced.
All right. Well, I think they're going to make it a little goofy.
I hope so. I'll watch that. I like those characters.
Probably smart, You take these existing franchises.
They've got to
built
do
in
it now
audience.
while we still have like story-based games.
Right,
like-
it's going to be hard to make a multiverse series.
They're all going
Or
away. We're gonna
multiverses,
find.
I mean,
They're all
multiverses.
going to be gone on Sunday. That's the Microsoft show. They're going to open with
No more single
the
player games.
age of narrative games is over.
Right.
Mhm.
Welcome to
Welcome.
free-to-play arena shooters.
The future of video games starts now. And
The
you'll turn on your
end.
console, and all your single player games will be gone from your hard drive.
Yes.
They just wipe them out.
We've taken the liberty of freeing up space for the next Call of Duty game. By the way,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It's the only game on your hard drive. 500 gigabytes.
Just like Apple when they put that U2 album on there. Microsoft's going to start doing that.
Yep.
And they'll remove the games to make room. Take
Yes.
away all those narrative games. These are wasting too much of your time. Buy the Battle Pass, please. All right. Where are we here? New releases. What do we got?
Yep.
Anything? There's a new Destiny thing.
Destiny thing.
I don't know anything about it.
The Final Shape, which I thought was a reference to Halloween, but I don't think it is.
Probably a
I
Destiny
don't know.
reference.
I've been playing some of Hypercharge Unboxed.
It sounds fake.
It's a real thing. I've been playing it.
It's an unboxing game?
No, it's a action figure based first person shooter.
I saw that. I saw clips of that. It actually looks interesting.
Yeah, so it's why it's a hit in my house for multiple reasons is because it offers split screen local 4-player co-op. And it is at least the campaign. I haven't tried the other modes. The campaign is a wave based, like you can set up your defenses and enemies are coming in different like things that look like Beyblades and robots and army men, and you're like a, I don't know,
You're
like a
G.I.
G.I.
Joe
Joe,
figure.
yeah, G.I. Joe
RoboCop is in
figure.
here. I'm looking at something on Steam. Oh, maybe it's like a mods or something.
It might be mods on Steam. There's definitely nothing that like approaches like any kind of IP.
Oh, these are mods. They have everything. I see Lockjaw from He-Man and
right. Like
Cobra
I'm sure
Commander.
that yeah. Like it feels like maybe they should get some licenses on top of this, but it's not a like one of these games where, at least so far I can tell, it's not like a battle pass type of game where you're unlocking things by like actually like just like finding
Playing
stuff
the
in the
game.
levels and playing the game. And there are some like DLC that you can buy for different skins and characters and stuff, but it's not the absolute best type of game. Like it doesn't play that smoothly. Controls are kind of odd, but for what it does, like it's a fun game to play like with families.
Nice.
Yeah. So Hypercharge Unboxed. I think
Great name.
they could have like come up with the unboxed makes sense because like at the beginning of each level
Hypercharge,
you like
doesn't-
punch your way out of the box that you're in. But Hypercharge, I think it's, I don't know, there's this whole like there's these batteries that are controlling these brains, and that's what you're trying to protect, and that gets a little bit, it loses the plot a little bit there. But
Let's declare Hyper just played out in terms of video game titles. I
okay,
don't think it's helping any video game or video game name.
my kids don't even know the name of this game. They call it Toy Soldiers.
So there you go.
That's
I rest
a
my
like-
case.
different game.
It is, but it's the same type. Like
Yes.
Yeah, it's
it's
similar.
the same
similar.
similar. Like it's not Toy Soldiers where you're setting up your little
Mhm.
turrets and everything, but it's like similar enough in like tone and they just call it Toy Soldiers, and I like, okay, yeah, let's go play some Toy Soldiers. Yeah, it's all right.
Good
Cool.
enough.
Did
what else
somebody
we
check
got?
out Humanity? Humanity came out for Xbox on Game
I
Pass.
played it on the PlayStation when it first came out.
I played a little of
okay.
it. I played a little of it on Xbox.
Mhm.
It's a good
It's a
puzzle
good
game.
game.
Like
Yeah.
if you're looking for a puzzle, they don't make that many anymore, I think, on
No.
consoles. So You don't have too many choices.
It is
This is the company
yeah.
that makes Tetris, right? The latest Tetris and Rez. It's Enhance, isn't it?
I'll
think
take your
so.
word for it.
I
But
think
it's a
so.
good game. Yes, it's very clever. It's unique. You're trying to get the people from one place to another place is basically it. But you have to like move things around to get them to go in the right
Like
direction.
Lemmings,
Like
modern
lemmings.
Lemmings.
Mm-hmm.
You can fit a lot more lemmings on screen now,
Yes, but like a 3D,
and they're 3D
you know,
now. The Lemmings.
like a 3D environment, and it has a cool art style.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
did download because I thought Dash will maybe enjoy it. That Star Wars game finally came out. Star Wars Hunters for Switch.
Oh yeah, the Switch and mobile one. I heard
Yeah.
it. I heard it's very microtransaction-y, but which isn't a shock. But
No, it's not a shock, but I'll hand him a Switch and say, here, check this out, see if it's any good.
It's like Overwatch,
It's a hero-based shooter, so I
Yeah.
think it's like Overwatch.
but only Switch.
yeah,
And
only
mobile.
Switch. And mobile.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
Mhm.
Hey, it may come to the other consoles. You never know. It may not be ready yet.
This thing was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, I think.
That would make sense when the movies were still movies.
There's a new Star Wars show. It started today.
There is. What is? Oh, that's Apostles or something. No,
Acolyte. You were close.
Acolyte.
It starts
I knew it
with
was
it starts with an A.
assholes. Star
Yeah.
Wars assholes. Is
Star
that
Wars
it?
assholes. Star Wars is another one. I think it's what it's called.
More?
Star Wars, not the Mandalorian.
Okay. I don't know anything about that one.
Me neither. It might be good for all I know. I just don't know if I can.
Star Wars is a lie. They did too much Star Wars. We know about that. All right, we don't need to talk about Star Wars. Any other new releases?
No.
This Soul Mask game I saw that came out for PC is like one of these indie games that's like selling hundreds of thousands of copies like out of nowhere. It's like you build your own tribe, and then you have you can control each of the own individual tribe members. You can jump into them and there's no main character. That's the hook of this game. You basically have a tribe and you can jump into any of the tribe members and fight and build out your civilization basically.
Got it.
It's like Populous, but down to the person and fighting and not like Populous. All right. Time for Wombat's Fortnightly News.
No, we're going to talk about Fortnite. New season started since the last time we did a show. So
Yes.
that's always exciting. It's always exciting for a new season. This is a very unusual season. It is, they were coming off a season prior to this that a lot of people were unhappy with. A lot of people felt it was a little dry as seasons go. So they came out kind of swinging, we'll say, with a focus on vehicular combat.
That's what got my attention when I saw that in a news article.
It is a vehicular focused season. And that is, some people really like it. A lot of people really hate it. It's very interesting. I like it, to be honest. I kind of like the chaos of it. I like how big and explosive it can be, and the driving, everyone driving around, and there's some speed to it. And I like that.
Have you tried it, Chip?
Yeah, no, I'm level 25.
Already? Okay. You're into it.
No,
I'm level.
You're not
No.
into it, but you're doing it. You're grinding
doing
it
it.
out for the kids.
I'm doing it.
Oh, man.
But do you?
No, I'm still getting used to this whole thing of because this is my third season of this,
Mhm.
and so the model here
My
is
third season of this.
yeah.
That's a heck of a way to describe playing a video game.
Mhm. I've been suckered into this for the third time,
Yeah.
and
So the whole model here is we're going to completely break our game and have it unbalanced. And then by the time the season ends, we'll have figured out how to balance this and make it more fun, or we just give up on it and give you something new the next season. That's the entire model.
for
Is
the
that
last
every season or is that just this season?
that is the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only, like I said, 3 seasons in.
I know. I was
These 2 seasons have come out completely broken. Like the whole car thing of driving around, you just have to get into somebody else's car and shoot them in the face while they're driving.
If you can, yes, you can't do that in every
Certain
car.
cars
Yes.
you can't do that in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I figured that out right away of which car is I'm not getting in that one.
Mhm.
And then it doesn't have any balance to it. So if you get one of the 3 boss cars at the beginning, so the whole the whole thing now is everybody just drops into where the 3 boss cars are at.
I didn't even know there were a boss. I played like several rounds. I didn't know there was a thing about boss.
Yeah, there's
cars.
3 boss cars that are like,
well, they
were like super powered up. They were like, when the season started, like you got into one and it just like every match got down to like the 3 people who had the three cars.
I had no idea of that.
They've nerfed them since then, and now they're just like any other car. So
they're still better.
They're not that much better,
but they're still going to win against a normal car.
Like, that's not necessarily true either. I would say no. If anything, at this point, they can just get away faster. But
I have a question about the car combat.
Yes,
I was playing the single player version, solos as they call it, as the kids call it. And to shoot the guns in the car, I had to stop the car and switch over to the gun seat.
You don't have to stop the car. You can just switch into the seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, eventually the car will stop
or just drive off a cliff.
Yeah, you just kind of you set a direction and then you get in the passenger seat.
It'll go for a little while.
Okay, right. Okay, so I was doing it right, I guess.
And that's also why you didn't want to get into one of the 4-seat vehicles as well, because it took you a whole bunch of switches to get back into the driver's seat.
If you missed. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, because you're going to start out in seat 2 and then you got Yes, fair enough.
You got to go 3, 4.
Did they test that at all? Because that seems like an obvious thing that you'd figure out right away.
What, to not get into a 4-seater?
To like make
that it's not fun to
forth.
That's not fun to drive and not be able to shoot.
Well, I think that's part of
that part.
That's the part. That's the part.
The part.
What got me interested in even booting the game up in the first place was I read some article somewhere talking about how this was like the closest to Twisted Metal that we've had in a long time.
Whoa!
And I was like, holy shit. Get me onto this Xbox, and then I was like, "This is not like Twisted Metal. You could still drive and shoot in that." And it's not like Twisted Metal at all. This is like chaos, trying to run people over, and they're jumping up and down, and then they get in the car with you, and
then you're doing a 3-point turn and turning around and going, "I'm going to get you this time."
Right. And then if they get into the passenger seat, they can take the gun and just like shoot around you.
I do that sometimes in solos. I just get like in a random person's car and then we just drive around and I shoot other people.
I just poke myself in the eye.
You okay?
I saw that.
You all right?
I don't know.
I'm doing all right.
But yes, solos is weird. I don't hate it because you have to remember you have the same disadvantage as everyone else or advantage. Right. I mean, that's
it's just kind of dumb.
It's just kind of dumb, but it doesn't. But it's equally dumb for everybody. I guess that's sort of where it works. But yes, if you're playing in, duos is a lot of fun because you could have, or even
the car
squads. Yeah, because of the car stuff. I do like I said, I like it. I like the chaos. I think they've been doing a better job of trying to balance this on the fly. I can understand why on the first couple of days they just kind of drop it as is and be like, enjoy this chaos for a couple of days, but it's not going to last. I think where the big misstep was dropping this as is and not saying things are coming soon that are going to make this a little bit more balanced, but we wanted you to experience this all out craziness for a couple of days, but in 3 days, boogie bombs are coming and we're going to up the damage that the rocket launcher does, not the crossbow does, and things like that are going to make this a little bit more balanced. But for now, it's going to be crazy for the next 4 days. But with the lack of clarity they had in the season prior to that, there was no expectation that they were going to fix anything in this season, because the season before this, as Shipwreck said, they never balanced it at all. Like, it was out of whack for the entire season, and a lot of people got very disheartened with the game last season. And especially after, because, the first season that Shipwreck played was a good season. It was pretty well balanced. There was a lot to do outside of just fighting people. And it was an interesting map. It was new. It had the medallions. It had the vaults. It had the weapon benches. And there was a lot of newness and a lot going on that made that season a lot of fun. And then instead of building on that in the next chapter, they just kind of scrapped it all. And it didn't work. And then this season is like, well, now we're doing something completely different, which is fine. But there was no expectation after the season prior to this that they were going to even make any attempt to balance this at all. You all right there, GB?
What was that noise? You heard that?
I don't know. No.
Maybe it was probably my glass. Anyway.
Yeah. There's a lot of just, I don't know. There's a lot of just dry, like driving around now, where you're just like, I guess I'm just gonna drive around and just avoid people
And try to
for a
run them
long
over,
time.
maybe.
Yeah, like
if you get the spiked bumper and run people over, it's kind of
right.
fun.
Yeah,
But yeah. Like I said, but then again, if you get that, I had a really good boogie bomb throw last night, and it was pretty. It was fun. It was satisfying.
What happens when you hit somebody with a boogie bomb? They dance?
If you hit a car with a boogie,
dance.
they dance, but they get forced out of the car.
Yeah,
Got it.
But then you also like it doesn't last for all that long. The dancing doesn't. So
you got to be quick on the draw.
You got to be quick on changing over to your weapons, and then
the right weapon.
Yeah, the right weapon, and then you also don't like you can boogie bomb yourself.
Yep, you have to be careful because if you hit yourself, then everyone's dancing.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
But again, they say that EMPs are coming, and again, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But yes, it was also, the player count has been dropping. I put this in the on the outline. Fortnite Season 3 had a peak of 2.2 million players on its first day, which is the lowest player peak of this chapter. It started at 7 million players on the first with Season 1
What
of this
season is
chapter.
this?
This is Chapter 5. That's just saying of this
This is Season 3.
Season
so there's 3 seasons.
Season 3
in this chapter.
of it, but it's gone down exponentially. Like it started at 7
million 5 to 2 and a quarter.
2. Yeah, which is pretty low. I mean, I looked because I was curious. The lowest daily player count was actually May of 2023, but the highest player count ever was November of 2023. So it's not like they didn't come back from that.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
in Season 1's where they introduced Lego and the whatever Rocket League Racing, whatever they call that, and then the
Rocket Racing and Jam Festival and all that stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that people check that out. I think the drop off is to be expected. I don't think they expected it to go from 5 to 2. I definitely think they expected it to go from 7 to 5. That right. Like you said, makes sense. But from 5 to 2 is a pretty big drop, and I think it has a lot more to do with Season 2 than Season 3. Season 3 but Season 3 has room for improvement, and I'm hoping they take the player counts and the comments from fans to heart. At least they've been making changes on the fly and hot fixes more in the last week and a half than I think they did all of Season 2 combined. So that's what I have to say about that.
I don't know. It just, the whole car thing, it just seems like they're trying to, like, this season is like trying to get you interested in the cars. So like trying to get you like a gateway into the racing or something.
Yeah, it's not very not very obtuse about it.
It's interesting though. See, the thing is, I don't think it's about getting people into the racing, because the racing and the car,
they're trying to sell you cars and stuff.
They're trying to sell you cars. It's not about the racing. The racing has nothing to do with it. It's about selling you cars.
You can't use the cars in the racing part?
You can.
Oh, okay.
You can.
You can. I'm just saying that the gameplay is completely different in those two modes.
There's no shooting in the other one, right?
There's no shooting.
Right, but they're trying to get you to buy cars so that you go, okay, then I can use this car over here because my person doesn't show up at all in the car racing game.
Still, right?
So I need to have something that connects me over here to the car racing game.
Why is that? Obviously they can do it because in the Battle Royale you see the guy driving, right?
I don't know why. It kind of bums me. It's because it's like
they have it in there. I don't know.
It's a different perspective. It's a slightly different perspective, and that's probably the reason why.
But they could do it. I want to see RoboCop.
I know I'm in the minority, but I actually like Rocket Racing a lot. But
you
whatever. I am. I said I know.
I
it's
saw
fine.
the player count.
I know. I'm allowed to like what I like. I thought this was interesting. I put it on here because I play a lot of Marvel Snap, and for a game that is popular as it is, doesn't usually have too much controversy other than your usual free-to-play controversies.
Yeah.
Of why do I have to pay for things?
Yeah.
But they were selling a bundle. I don't even remember how long ago, but they sold a bundle for $100. It was a Gambit. I got 6 of them. No, so I got none. But it was a Gambit. Gambit from X-Men. It was a Gambit bundle. and it was $100. And I don't know what all the minutia of what it came with was, like how many credits and gold and whatever, but it came with a
value. I think it came with value.
Yeah, it came with a Gambit variant card. So when you played this card, everyone knows, oh, this is a guy who
an asshole.
This is a guy who spent $100.
This is a huge asshole.
Apparently, there was some sort of issue with the artist in the card in the $100 bundle, where he had done something terrible like 3 years prior or 4 years ago. And I guess whoever it was at Marvel Snap didn't do their due diligence and put a card with that guy's artwork in the game. And people were like, yo, this guy sucks. Why is the card in the game? Like after the fact.
Right.
But people still bought a lot. I guess they've sold a lot of that bundle.
Yeah,
sure.
But in the last update that came out yesterday, they changed the card art of that variant to something completely different.
Right.
And people who paid $100 for that specific card art freaked out and said, what did you do? I paid $100 for this. So Marvel Snap's like, oh yeah, we're sorry. We'll give everyone who was affected by this $10 in gold.
Right.
As a we're sorry. So they spent $100.
Right.
And the apology was
discount.
That was $10 in gold. And people were like, no,
Dude,
that's the
more refund.
They can't do refunds because it was bought through either like the Apple Store or the Google Store. So they couldn't do refunds. So they finally tonight were like, okay, so we missed the mark with our first apology offering.
Yeah.
So they upped it to 8,000 gold, which is worth $100.
Right.
So
all right.
So now they're giving people the equal amount of gold, but it took a lot of whining on the internet because good
job, internet whiners.
Justice.
Good job, internet whiners. You got your justice, but it was pretty funny because when I put this on the outline, it was still only the $10 in gold, and I was like, "How shitty would you feel if you spent $100 for a specific card?"
Well, was it still unique though? This whatever they replaced it with?
It was still unique, but it just wasn't what people bought. So I understand the frustration. But I feel
like there's 50% frustration though, and then the other 50% don't really care, but they just want their free stuff.
Oh,
I
100% agree with you on that. Sure, yeah, of course. I also would never spend $100 up for a digital trading card, even if it's a game I play every day, and it is. So,
what if Gambit was naked?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I don't use that card anyway. I'm not a Gambit. I don't use the Gambit decks are like they're a whole thing, and I don't have the patience for that.
Right. All right. Which of these items do you want to talk about? There's so many items, and we
put a lot on here.
Chip, are you going to buy Palmer Lucky's Game Boy for $200? It's really high end.
I was looking at it.
It's artisanal.
It is artisanal. I already have the analog.
It kicks the shit out of that, apparently.
Apparently that's what he says.
That's why he made it, because he didn't like the analog.
Right.
So it sounds like a yes. Sounds like a yes.
It looks all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I look forward to the review because I think you're getting it. Because I read.
All right.
I read the article.
You read the article and said this is something that
I
Chip is going to buy.
I'm putting this on the outline because Shipwreck is probably going to buy this if he doesn't know about it already, and I will make him know about it.
I'm considering it. I will say that. Is it, like how's the availability on these?
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
He's a billionaire.
Okay.
He can make as many as he wants.
Oh, he's got a lot of those dolls that I always wonder who buys these.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big titty anime dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are they always trying to pick up? They're always like bending over.
They need to show you their panties.
When you dress like that, you drop a lot of pencils.
Okay. You have no pockets.
Exactly.
This all makes sense.
So you're dropping a lot of pencils.
Okay.
Their balance is off from their gigantic pontoons. I just
want to pick them back up off of his shelf because they have all kind of like
falling over.
They're all falling over. It's just like, oh no, we could just bend you back up and stand you up. Right. Make you look nice.
All right. What else? Anything else here that you want to talk about? How about I read that Call of Duty trans bullets thing. That was lame.
It was lame. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's a non-controversy.
By the way, if they sold if they actually like intended to sell trans bullets in Call of Duty, like who gives a shit?
No one should give a shit.
Right,
and again, no one would ever see it.
Yeah.
No one would even see it except for the player.
It's a fucking made up thing with made up people dying and coming back to life 2 seconds later. All
Oh,
right,
you're talking about the game.
the bullets. See, the people are the game with this with the trans bullets. There's like a trans bullets tracer thing that's like a glitch basically, but people
Yeah, and it's
got outraged about it.
according to Shanafan. Not only is it can you only do it on with one weapon, but it's a weapon that you have to have the $100 version of the game to even have that happen. So it's not like
It's like a
everyone
side
has.
effect. It's a side effect of like the way that the skins interact with each other.
Yes. For those who don't know, Call of Duty, they put out weapon wraps for Pride Month, which is fine and great, and everyone should be
Everybody
fine
should
with
be
that.
represented when they're killing each other.
Exactly. So one of them is the trans flag. You put the trans flag wrap on your weapons, and if on one of the guns, when you're switching your magazine and you see that animation, the wrap translates into the actual bullets themselves, and it looks kind of cool, to be honest. But because I watched the clip, like the
Sure, I
video
saw
clip on
that.
it, I'm
I
like,
saw
yeah,
that.
that looks kind of cool. But people started somehow it made its rounds onto, we'll still call it Twitter around here, onto Twitter,
Right-wing Twitter.
and right-wing Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, trans bullets in Call of Duty, they're everywhere."
And they're violent. They're like these violent trans people now have their own bullets. That was like the complaint. Like there's so much violence. It's like it's like you can't even pretend to be upset about that. Come on.
No, and
no one believes that you're really upset.
It's a controversy, and I thought it was kind of funny that people are complaining about.
Can we talk about? There's a lot of shit on this outline, but I want to just jump to what we're playing, and can we talk about multiverses? Because I think we've all played that.
It's the only thing we need to talk about.
Okay, good. Left. I played a few. Did you play it, Chip?
I played it. I played Rebirth. I haven't played it since it's come back out. I played a fair share of it the first time around.
Okay. I mean, this game sucks. Come on, right? Like this is like a half an effort of a game. Like
it could be better.
It's like it's surprisingly unimpressive in terms of like the licenses that they have. Like even just like like for example, like I don't have any of the I have Shaggy and like a few other people. Like fucking voice work is horrible.
Who else do you need?
Right. Well, nobody apparently, because I
think they give everyone Shaggy. Is that the one they like everyone start? Yeah. I don't know how I have Batman and Wonder Woman, but I have Batman and Wonder Woman.
From the beta, I think you might.
Did I get Batman
carried over? If you bought, did you buy Batman during the beta, like with your earnings?
I was gonna say that would have been if I was to use my fake earnings. Yes, no, I never spent any money on the game.
But I think that
let's face it, if I was gonna get any character, it's gonna be Batman. So
you got him for free.
I have Batman. Yeah, so I still have Batman.
I don't know. I was just like really unimpressed with the whole production of the game. Like it just seems like they spared every expense.
Did you get the? Did you play the beta? Did you get the battle pass for free?
No, I don't think so. No, I didn't play the beta.
Okay, I got the battle pass for free because I played the beta.
Yeah.
So that's why I checked it out. I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. I'll check out the free battle pass. I'll get my banana guard, which we talked about last week.
It's so plain. Like on every, I mean, some of the backgrounds look okay, but like the characters themselves look lame. The voice work on them is lame. Like it just seems like it's lacking any sort of, I don't know, enthusiasm. Like the characters in the game seem bored. Like it's just like, I don't know. Like when you compare like Apex Legends, like the characters seem excited to be playing in the game and having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like when they come on the screen, it's like, yeah. These guys, like they all say the same fucking thing over and over again. It's the voice actors don't sound like the real voice actors of the characters. Maybe I think the Joker is the real one, but you probably have to pay for that or some shit. I don't know. I'm surprised how little money they seem to have put in the game for something that
I think one of the problems
be a big hit.
I think one of the problems that you're right is, when the game starts, you could hit up, down, left, right on the D-pad, but if you don't own any emotes, then your characters aren't going to do anything except just, do the usual fighting guy, Bob. And even if you hit the up button, he doesn't do anything. You just, he might go, but there's no emote unless you own an emote that you have to pay money for. So in order to make the game not dull, you have to spend money, which doesn't really work, because if the game's dull, you're not going to want to play it to spend money. Also, it suffers from we don't know how to run a battle pass. disease, which
So
we've
many
talked
games
about,
do.
which so many games have that problem. But for comparison, we'll use Fortnite, who I still say does it right. I played Shipwreck's barely played the game, hasn't been paying attention, I'm assuming, hasn't been doing his challenges because I'm sure he doesn't care. And he's still level 25, which is not nothing for after a week of that game. Me, I do all the challenges because it's what I care about, and I'm level 50. But I have, I'm level 50. You can make all the
Shipwreck's eyes just busted out of his head.
What, level 50?
Yeah, I'm level 50.
He likes it, Chip.
I like it. I'm having fun. It's what I enjoy. I have a stressful life.
Wait,
let me enjoy things.
you're doing the things like where you just have it like idling in the background or something.
No, they got rid of
leveling up,
that.
right? Okay.
They got rid of that
So
in the
this is
background.
you're level 50 from playing.
From doing, I do the the daily challenges, which takes like 15 minutes. So daily challenges, weekly challenges, story challenges, got all those done. I do my racing dailies every day too, which also takes about 15 minutes. If you played a half hour every day, you could be level 50 since season started. That's all it really takes. Doesn't take a lot of time.
Line up these challenges and knock them down.
Yeah, pretty much. You just got to know how to get them done quickly, which I do.
Anyway,
that's really
we're talking about multiverses, though.
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, I'm level 50. It's been a week, and I'm just doing the challenges that are presented to me in the game of Fortnite. I'm not doing anything more or less than that. Multiverses also has its challenges, and when I turned the game on and I saw I got the battle pass for free, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do some of these challenges and see how far I can get in this battle pass and see what I unlock and if I enjoy doing that, which who knows, maybe I would. But it turns out that after playing this game and doing more challenges than I probably would want to admit in public, I got to level 4 or 5 in the battle pass, unlocked nothing of any value that I could use. Like, I think I got a variant for Velma, but I don't own Velma. So giving me a variant for a skin I don't have, and having a variant doesn't unlock the character.
Right, that's lame.
Which some games do that. That's something that Marvel Snap does really well. Like if I did not have Gambit in Marvel Snap, but I bought that bundle that had the Gambit variant in it, or if I just randomly unlocked a variant for Gambit while playing the game, then I have the card and I can now use it. I don't have to have the base card to use that variant. In Multiverse, you have to have the base character to use the variant. Like there's that stupid green reindeer thing that's like the one original character of Multiverses. And you'd think that they would give everyone that one for free because it's the only original character in the game, but they don't. But PSN for back when the beta was out had all these like skins that you can get for it. And I would just, you click the button because why not? It's free. It's there. So I have like 4 variants for a character I don't own and I can never use.
Because I'm not going to want to buy it. It makes you want to buy it. Some people will just be like, "Fuck it, I should buy it now." That's the trick. But not you.
I understand why they do that, but it's not. It's stupid. It doesn't help. It's not enticing people. There's no carrot. If I should be level 20 in this game for the amount of time I sunk in, which isn't that much, but it's enough, where I should be at least through the first page and a half of stuff, so I can be like, oh, this season passes, it's moving along and I'm doing well. I want to keep playing. Maybe it gets a little slower as you get towards the end. I could understand that, but at the beginning, you gotta keep the rewards coming. You gotta keep it coming. Otherwise, people they lose interest quick.
This game has, for a game that relies on characters, it has no personality, which is amazing. Like, it's just devoid of personality and, I don't know, effort.
I know. I have enough character tokens, so I could get Superman.
Great. And he's going to get his ass kicked by Shaggy.
I know.
Great game. Sign me up. All right.
But, yep.
Disappointing. This is very disappointing.
It is disappointing. Be better, Multiverses. Or, I mean, are they just going to shut it down by year's end?
Yeah, because this ain't it. There's no way this game is making money like this. I mean, I don't know. Is this on mobile too or no?
What? Multiverses? I don't think so.
Right?
No, I think it's just, all your consoles.
Yeah. All right.
And PC.
It's not looking good. is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the CAG bag.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. Shanafan writes in and he wants to know what Wombat has been playing on his PS5 besides Fortnite. You playing Fortnite on PS5?
Yeah, I play Fortnite on the PS5. Mm-hmm.
Wow, how come?
I like to share the love. Now the PS5 is quieter.
Okay.
And also I've been playing a decent amount of Helldivers 2.
Okay.
So I'm already on that console and the game's already there.
Nice.
So why move around? So yeah, I like
enough.
Helldivers 2. That game is fun. I'm
It is
level
fun.
9. I'm level
9?
9.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm much. I think I'm 25.
Well, aren't you the bee's knees?
I can call down like big lasers, very big lasers. Hoity76 writes in and he asks, did Shipwreck back the G.I. Joe Kickstarter for the comic book? He did. That's the one that I sent to you, Ship.
I'm still on the fence on it. Like,
Why?
this is why?
Yeah.
Because I have just about all of the comics already. So when I look at this, and it's cool, it's like all the different comic book series, and it's all in these very big bound books. And I don't know that I'm going to sit down with a huge book.
You don't like big bound books?
No.
Oh.
I don't. I like that's the crux of this, is like I like all the content in it. I don't like the form factor for actually, if I was going to go read it.
You mean like
right?
You have to read everything inside one of these giant books? They don't come out or anything?
Correct.
Got it. So it's like 30 pounds on your lap?
Correct. Like, am I actually, like, that's the dilemma. Am I actually is it going to do anything beyond just like sitting on my shelf and taking up
this
a lot? Yeah, I'm saying like I have this, but I already have it in a more readable format, both like digitally and with the original comic books. So it seems like it's for me, but it might not be for me.
You're too advanced.
It's similar to like, I don't know, like all of these like emulators for retro games and everything. Like I don't get that into them because I already have the original stuff.
Yeah.
So I already have the access to this stuff. But it's cool that they're doing it. Yeah. Like I like that they're doing it. I just don't know that it's like $300, right? For like the base.
Was
like
it? I thought it was 600.
I think it's 600 if you
else.
I think 600 is for everything.
Okay.
Well,
that's you want right? You want all the comics, it's $600. 300 only gets you half the comics.
Oh, you don't want that shit, Chip?
You don't want half the comics. You want the red ones and the blue ones.
But isn't it just were the red and the blue, or is it actually different comics, or was it just a different cover that one was G.I. Joe?
No, it's like a volume 1 and a volume 2.
They're so big.
They are big.
It looks so big.
I know. That's what makes it awesome.
That's for sure.
Nothing small has ever been great. No one's ever been like, oh, this is awesome. It's so small. No one's ever said that ever on the history of the universe.
That's not what your wife said.
No, she said it was fine.
Oh.
Yeah. She said it's a good size.
Good enough.
Good enough.
All right. Speaking of good enough,
I
think this show is good enough. What do you think?
I hope so.
Because we're going to bed anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
All right. What do we need to remind people of? Anything? Nothing.
That I'm awesome.
Wombat's
that I'm a good
awesome.
guy.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's shooting the thing in his stomach.
Yeah.
It makes the noise. They actually use the noise of the trays.
It doesn't make that much noise though. It just goes. That's it. You just wait for the 2 clicks.
Yeah. They must have had a microphone right on it.
Yeah.
All right, Chip. Any closing comments?
No.
Go Joe.
What?
Go Joe.
Yo Joe.
Oh, Yo Joe. It's not Go Joe. Oh, whatever.
Wow.
It's Yo
I
Joe,
thought he was making a joke about something, and I was so confused.
Flo Joe. What about Flo Joe?
Flo Joe. She was great too.
She was
great.
I was a big fan of Flo Joe back in the day.
Rest in peace.
She dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
She ran too much.
That's what got her.
Oh. Well,
it's a hurdle. That last hurdle.
Yep. She could outrun anything except the Grim Reaper.
All right, this is getting too dark
This is terrible.
and wrong.
Yeah,
All right,
I
guys.
apologize to the Flojo family.
Right, let's just pretend the show ended about a minute and a half ago.
Mhm.
Will do.
Okay.
All right.